So far, we could create a very simple minimal API to show the list of cars and the others. Now, I want to come back and have a look at routing. If you pay attention to this presentation again, when we call one of these functions by an HTTP call, the routing would indicate that which of these methods should be called. And if you look at Visual Studio and what we prepared so far, let's have a look. I have commented out this phrase, routing. So each of these can be called a route. But if we want to have a controller, then routing can be explained a little bit better. How? Let me add a new folder and call it controllers, like this. That's all. Then I'm gonna add controller API empty and call it, for example, car controller, like this. As you can see, the controllers should be inherited from controller base. So now, if I want to have the action methods, we can call them action method. Then things are a little bit different than what we can do in minimal APIs, like what we did here also. Here in the last chapter also, I created a very simple controller class. If I copy this, come back here, see, for time being, let's just do this and take the content from here. That's all. Very easy. But I want to talk about routing. When I want to send a request to this method, first of all, I need to know if it is a get method, post method, or whatever. So see, HTTP get. This is the first step. Plus, if I want to assign a name, I can do something like this. So now, I ask the compiler, the controller, to show me and fire this method by this route, cars. I can do something a little bit easier also. Let's see what we can do. I can say, in general, my route is API / controller. Then I can change this name to whatever I want and delete this. So anytime I call the get method from this controller, this method would be called. Then no need to mention any name or anything else. I can say go for car controller, call the get method. Then this one would be called. So what I can do for the post and creating a car, very easy. like this. So from now, once I ask the compiler, the route to call the HTTP post of this controller, this action method would be called. That's all. It's so easy. But we need to change something in the pipeline also. We need two set of changes. Before this app run, I need to add one configuration, that is app.map controllers, to be able to use these type of controllers, or I mean controller class. And here we need to add something different. Before build, I need to add builder.services.add controllers. So now my controller would be functional and ready to use. Like what I created in the last section. If I have a look again, let's see. If you purely for controller based type of APIs, all of these things would be added automatically by the template that you are following. But in the one that I just did, since at first I chose minimal APIs, I had to make some changes. So now you can say, okay, map post or post, whatever. You can have a post method, but then what? There is no input parameter to deal with. So what is the difference between this get method and post method? Post method should have at least input parameter to be able to get some info and later on create something in a database, any kind of resources. Yeah, you are right. Let's go to the next section and go through the model binding. Then things would be more and more clear and real. Let's go to the next section.